Hello and welcome to Music Made Simple. Lesson 11, Notes and their names. We learned in lessons 5 to 10 about representing the pitch of sound on the staff so that we can know how high a sound is or how low it is. Recall that pitch is one of 4 characteristics of sound, 3 of which are normally represented on the staff. The other 2 are duration and intensity. Today, we want to take a little break away from pitch representation and move to the representation of duration on the staff. Those who have not watched the earlier videos should please watch lessons 5 to 10 so that you can follow this lesson very well. Another characteristic of sound that could be notated is its duration. When you hear a sound, you will notice that the sound has a time value. It may last for a short time, a long time, or somewhere in between. It is possible to measure the duration of sound or silence in music. There is a system of symbols that represent the length of time a sound is to be held, or the duration of time a performer has to be quiet. From lesson 4, it was understood that duration is the length of time, long or short, that a pitch is sounded, or that silence between sounds lasts. Duration of time is presented on the staff by notes. We did learn in lessons 5 to 10 that notes are characters placed on the staff to represent the pitch of sound. That definition was a partial definition. Actually, notes are used to represent both the pitch and duration of sound. The position of a note on the staff indicates the pitch of the sound it represents. A note on the 5th line of the staff is higher in pitch than another note on the first space. There are, however, many types of notes, and the type of note written on the staff represents the duration. The duration a note represents is shown by its shape. Types of notes. So far, we are only familiar with one type of note. This note is called semi-brief or whole note. Other types of notes exist. There are actually 8 major types of notes, out of which 6 are in common usage. Before we start naming them, let's note that the semi-brief or whole note is usually the point of reference. Anything greater than the semi-brief or smaller than it is usually identified by the fraction of that note to the semi-brief. There are 2 naming systems. In the United Kingdom, the names are straight, like semi-brief. But in the United States, the semi-brief is known as whole note. We have the brief or double whole note. As the name sounds, you can see that the whole note is still a reference, double whole note. That is twice as long as the whole note. We also have the whole note, otherwise known as the semi-brief. There is the minim or half note, the crotchet or quarter note, the quiver or eighth note, the semiquiver or 16th note, demi-semiquiver or 32nd note, the hemi-demi-semiquiver or 64th note. And you notice that most of them, except the semibrief, have alternate ways of writing them. The brief and hemi-demi-semiquiver are not commonly used. The brief is usually found in very old music, and the 64th note is found in modern contemporary music. You will observe that the 6 types of notes that follow the semi-brief are written in 2 ways, either pointing up or pointing down. We will learn of the reason why in future lessons. Relationship of note values. The relationship of notes to one another as regards time values is better explained with an illustration. Values of the various types of note are not absolute, but are relative to each as indicated by their fractional names: whole note, half note, quarter note, and so on. That means that you cannot determine that a minim, otherwise known as half note, will always last for a certain period of time. For instance, 4 seconds. The minim has a duration which is half that of semi-brief. This means that the minim sound lasts half as long as that of a semi-brief. So, if a semi-brief is made to last for 4 seconds in a particular music, then a minim must only last for 2 seconds. And if a semi-brief is made to last for only 2 seconds, then the minim must last for half that time, which is only 1 second. A minim is half of a semi-brief, hence its name, half note. A crotchet is half of a minim, and therefore 1/4 of a semi-brief, or whole note, hence its name, quarter note. In the same manner, a quiver is 1/8 of a semi-brief, so it's an 8th note. A semi-quiver is 1/16 of a whole note, so it's a 16th note. And a demi-semi-quiver is 1/32 of a semi-brief, so it's the 32nd note. This also applies to the hemi-demi-semi-quiver. In this lesson, we have learned about the 8 major types of notes that are used to represent duration, and the 6 that are very commonly used. Next lesson, we are going to learn about how to construct these different notes and the rules for putting them on the staff. That's it for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking the red button below the video in case you have not done so that you can continue to get updates of new videos as they come out. And also, if you have enjoyed this lesson, please click like. Until next time, God bless you.